Her hand landed across my cheek with a sharp crack. My skin stung. But what hurt most was not the pain, was the betrayal. "Give me the house keys," Anna hissed, her eyes burning into mine. I pressed my hand to my cheek, trembling. "What? Did you just say—" "You heard me," she snapped. "The keys. Hand them over." My son, Daniel, stood only a step away. His lips parted, but no words came. He lowered his gaze to the floor. "Daniel," I whispered, my voice breaking. "Did you hear her?" He swallowed, shifting uncomfortably. "Mom, maybe just what I demanded," my heart pounding. "Maybe just give away the roof I worked for, the home that raised you." Anna's laugh was sharp, cruel. "You talk as if you built this house with your bare hands. It belongs to all of us now." "No," I said firmly, though my voice shook. "It belongs to me." She leaned closer, her perfume heavy in the air. "You're old. You don't need this place." "We do." "Stop being selfish." "Selfish?" My voice cracked. "I gave my whole life to this family, and you call me selfish." Daniel finally raised his head, eyes flickering between us. "Please, don't fight. Anna just wants security." "Security?" I shot back by throwing me out of my own home. Anna's lips curled into a smirk. "You'll still live here, but the keys will be with me. From now on, I decide who comes and goes." My chest tightened. "You slap me, humiliate me, and still dare to speak like this." She folded her arms. "I did what you forced me to do." "You never listen." "I never listen." My tears blurred my vision. "I've listened to every insult, every demand, every cold word." "And Daniel," I turned toward my son, my voice breaking. "You stand there, watching, while your wife strikes me." He stepped forward weakly. "Mom, please, calm down. Anna didn't mean," I shouted, my voice echoing through the room. Her hand on my face tells me exactly what she meant. Anna's voice cut through my sobs. "Stop pretending to be a victim. We all know you're controlling. This house feels like a prison because of you." I gasped. "A prison? This is the home where I raised your husband, where I cooked, worked, and prayed for him every night. And now you call it a prison?" "Yes," she spat. "A prison with you as the warden." Daniel rubbed his forehead, his voice weak. "Anna, don't say it like that." "Oh, don't act innocent," she shot back. "You agree with me. You've told me plenty of times you want freedom from her rules." His silence cut deeper than the slap. I whispered, "Broken? Daniel, is that true?" He hesitated, then muttered, "Sometimes." "Yes." My knees weakened. "After all I gave you." Anna's voice was ice. "Enough with the tears. Just hand me the keys, and we'll avoid more drama." I stepped back, clutching my pocket over my dead body. Her eyes narrowed. "Don't tempt me." I froze. For a moment, fear replaced anger. Did she truly hate me that much? Daniel grabbed her arm, his voice low. "Anna, stop." She yanked away. "No. This ends today. Either she gives me the keys, or I walk out of this marriage." He looked at her, panic in his eyes. Don't say that. Then choose, she demanded. Me or her. The words sliced through me like a knife. I whispered, Daniel, is this really what your marriage has come to? Threats against your own mother. He bit his lip, trembling. I don't want to choose. Anna sneered. Then I'll choose for you. She reached toward me, hand outstretched for my pocket. I slapped her hand away, my voice trembling with rage. Enough. You've taken my son's loyalty, but you won't take my dignity. Her face twisted with fury. You'll regret this. Daniel grabbed her shoulders, his voice desperate. Stop it, both of you, please. But her glare never left me. This house will be mine, she whispered coldly. I felt the sting on my cheek, still burning, but deeper than that, a hollow ache opened in my chest. My son's silence was louder than her words. I turned toward him, tears rolling down. Daniel, I raised you with love. I gave you everything. And tonight, you let her strike me without lifting a finger. Where did I go wrong? He couldn't look at me. His silence was the only answer I received. I clutched the keys in my pocket, feeling their cold metal bite into my palm. I would not give them up, not tonight, not ever. But as I stood there, bruised by her hand and broken by his silence, a dark truth settled in my heart. I was no longer just fighting for my house. I was fighting for myself. And for the first time, I realized I might already have lost my son. Why didn't you say anything, Daniel? My voice shook as I sat across from him at the kitchen table the next morning. He stared into his coffee cup. Mom, I didn't want to make it worse. Worse? I laughed bitterly. She slapped me. And you stood there like a stranger. How could it get worse than that? He rubbed his forehead. You don't understand, Anna. If I had argued, it would have blown up even more. I don't understand. My chest ached. I understood you when you were sick at 10, and I stayed up all night to watch your fever. I understood you when you failed your exams, and I told you you'd do better. I understood every part of you, Daniel. But last night, I didn't know you at all. Mom. His voice softened. Please don't drag the past into this. How can I not? The past is the reason I feel this pain now. I raised you to protect me, not abandon me. He sighed. You're making me choose sides. I can't keep peace if you both push me. Peace, I whispered. There is no peace in silence. Silence is betrayal, Daniel. He looked up, guilt flashing across his eyes, then quickly looked away. The sting of his silence burned deeper than Anna's slap. I wanted him to fight for me, even just one word. Instead, he let her voice drown mine. Later that day, I stepped outside, still heavy with grief. Clara, Daniel's old school friend, happened to be passing by. She smiled kindly. You look tired? Everything all right? No, I admitted, my throat tight. My house no longer feels like mine. My daughter-in-law struck me and Daniel. He said nothing. Clara gasped. He let her do that? Yes? I nodded, tears welling. His silence cut me open. I kept thinking about the nights I carried him in my arms, the food I skipped so he could eat. I gave him everything, Clara. And now he stands behind her instead of me. She placed a hand on my shoulder. You don't deserve that. Daniel always admired you when we were younger. I remember him bragging about how hard you worked to send him to college. He loved you so much. Did he? My voice trembled because that boy I raised feels gone. The man before me belongs to Anna now. I don't know if I have a place in his life anymore. You do, Clara said firmly, but you have to remind him who you are. Don't let her erase you. I'm tired, Clara. I've fought all my life for my husband, for Daniel, for this house. Now I'm fighting again. Only this time it's against my own family. She looked at me with quiet sadness. Then fight differently. Not with anger, but with strength. Silence may have been Daniel's choice, but yours doesn't have to be. Her words lingered in my mind long after she left. That evening, Daniel came home from work. I was waiting in the living room. Sit down, I told him. He hesitated, then sat. Mom, not again. Yes, again, I interrupted. Because you think silence solves everything. But silence kills love. Do you understand that? He frowned. You're being dramatic? Dramatic? My hands trembled. Last night I felt more alone than I did even when your father died. At least he loved me. You and my own son stood still while I was humiliated. His jaw tightened. I'm caught between two people I care about. You expect me to always take your side. I expect you to take the side of what's right. I cried. If I were wrong, I would accept your silence. But I was struck, Daniel, struck in my own house, and you let it happen. He dropped his head into his hands. I don't know what to do anymore. Then listen to me, I said quietly. I don't want your pity. I don't even want your apology. I want your courage. If you can't defend me as your mother, then what am I to you? He looked up slowly, eyes wet. For a moment, I thought he would speak, but his lips pressed shut again. I rose, shaking my head. Your silence has answered me. You may love me somewhere inside, but you fear her more. And that is the deepest betrayal a mother can feel. I turned away, clutching my chest. The echo of his silence followed me like a shadow, louder than any scream. I paused outside the hallway, my heart pounding. Their voices drifted from the living room low, urgent, sharp. Anna hissed, "We can't wait any longer. Daniel, the house must be sold." My breath caught. Daniel whispered back, "It's not that simple. It's still in her name." "Then make it simple," she snapped. "Convince her, or get the keys and papers. She doesn't need it anymore." My chest clenched. She wanted everything, my roof, my walls, my memories. "Anna, please," Daniel muttered. "This is my mother's house." "She'll never agree." "She doesn't have to agree," Anna said coldly. "You're her son. She trusts you. Use that. Once the house is sold, we can finally breathe." I pressed a hand against the wall to steady myself. My son's silence again. Daniel whispered, "I can't betray her." Anna's laugh was low and bitter. "You already betrayed her last night. Or have you forgotten how you stood there? She knows you're on my side." A knife twisted in my chest. Daniel groaned. "Don't twist it. I just didn't want more fighting." "Stop making excuses," Anna said. This is the only way forward. We'll get the money, start fresh, live freely. Why are you hesitating?" "Because she's my mother," he said, his voice trembling. Your mother is a burden and a spat. She clings to this house like it's her crown. But crowns rust, Daniel. It's time we take what's ours. I swallowed hard. My son's pause was long, too long. Finally, he whispered, give me time. Time. She scoffed. I've given you years of patience. Either you end this, or I will. Her footsteps moved closer. I backed into the shadows as she stormed out. I stood frozen, clutching my chest. Betrayal pierced me deeper than ever. My house, a place I built with sweat and sacrifice, was nothing but a prize to her. Later that afternoon, I stepped outside to clear my head. Mrs. Patel, my neighbor, waved from her garden. You look pale? Is everything all right? I forced a smile. Just a little tired. She tilted her head. I heard shouting last night. Is everything peaceful inside? Peaceful? The word stabbed me. Things are complicated. Her eyes soft. Families often argue, but some words can't be unsaid. You should be careful. Anna, she doesn't strike me as patient. I bit my lip. You've noticed? Mrs. Patel hesitated, then nodded. I hear things through the walls. I don't repeat them. But you must protect yourself. Protect myself. The words echoed. That evening, Daniel returned home. I sat waiting, my voice calm though my heart thundered. Daniel, can we talk? He shifted uneasily. What about what I mean to you? He frowned. Mom, not again? Yes, again. I pressed. Because I heard your whispers. I know what Anna wants. His face drained of color. You were listening. Do you think I'm deaf? My voice shook. You spoke of selling my house like I was already gone? He raised his hands. It's not like that. She wants a better life. A better life built on my ashes. I cried. Daniel, this house is all I have left of your father, of you, of every sacrifice I made. He closed his eyes. I told her no, but you didn't defend me, I whispered. Not fully. You wavered, Daniel. And hesitation is betrayal. Mom, I'm torn, he said desperately. I love you, but she's my wife. I have to keep her happy, even if it means destroying me. His silence told me everything. Finally, he whispered, please don't make me choose. I laughed bitterly. You already chose the moment you stayed silent. He looked at me, guilt heavy in his eyes, but no words followed. I turned away, clenching my fists. You want me to pretend I don't know? Fine, I'll wear silence like you. But understand, this my silence doesn't mean surrender. It means I'm watching. I walked to my room, my legs trembling. Behind the closed door, I pressed my forehead to the wood, my tears hot. Every whisper I'd heard still stormed inside me, crashing louder than thunder. In that moment, sorrow burned into anger. I realized Anna's true plan was not just to take my house, it was to erase me. And I decided silently I would not let her. Anna stormed into the living room, her heels striking the floor like thunder. Enough of your petty games, she sneered. You walk around this house as if you're some queen. You're nothing but a burden. I froze. A burden, she smirked. Yes, you eat, you sit, you complain. What do you even contribute? This house suffocates us because of you. My chest burned. This house exists because of me. Without me, Daniel wouldn't even have a roof over his head. Anna laughed sharply. Oh, please. Stop clinging to the past. Your sacrifices don't pay our bills now. You should hand everything to us and fade into the background. I turned to Daniel, who stood by the doorway, eyes lowered once again. Daniel, do you hear this? Say something. He shifted uneasily. Mom, don't start. Don't start, I cried. She just called me a burden in my own house. Anna folded her arms. Because it's the truth. Admit it's your old. You don't need all this space. You're clinging to bricks and memories. I trembled. Those bricks and memories are my life. They're proof of every tear I shed raising your husband. Stop acting like a saint, Anna spat. You're selfish. You can't stand that. He chose me. My heart twisted. Selfish. I gave him my youth, my strength, my love. And you, what have you given? Disrespect and greed. Daniel finally spoke, his voice weak. Please, can't we just calm down? I turned to him in disbelief. Calm down? She's tearing me apart and you stand there whispering peace. Anna stepped closer, her face inches from mine. Hand over the keys, old woman. The sooner you let go, the sooner we'll all breathe. I backed away, fury rising. I will never hand them over. This is my house. Her eyes narrowed. Then you're forcing me to do this. Before I could move, her hand struck my cheek again. The sound echoed through the room. I staggered, clutching my face. My tears spilled instantly. You dare! Daniel rushed forward. Anna! Stop! She shoved him back. She needs to learn her place. My voice cracked as I screamed. I raised you. This is my house. How dare you let her treat me like this? Daniel froze, torn, his lips trembling but silent. I pointed at him with a shaking hand. Say something. Prove you are still my son. He looked at the floor. I don't know what to say. Those words shattered me more than the slap. Anna smirked at his silence. See? Even he knows you're finished. I stumbled backward, my legs weak. You've broken me, I whispered. Both of you. Stop being dramatic, Anna said coldly. You'll thank me one day when this house finally becomes useful. Useful? I gasped. It raised a child, sheltered a family, held every memory I ever had, and you reduce it to money? She rolled her eyes. Enough of this nonsense. Go lock yourself in your room if you want to cry. Just don't get in our way. Daniel reached for me, his voice low. Mom, please. I pulled away. Don't touch me. You lost the right when you chose silence. His face crumpled with guilt, but he said nothing. I turned and walked slowly to my room, each step heavier than the last. Behind me, Anna muttered. Finally, some peace. I closed the door and pressed my back against it. My body shook uncontrollably. I slid down to the floor, covering my face with trembling hands. The sting on my cheek throbbed, but it was nothing compared to the hollow ache in my chest. My own son's silence was louder than any slap. I wept until my throat burned. Why, God? Why this cruelty? I gave everything, and this is my reward. Hours passed. The house grew quiet, but inside me a storm raged. Every insult replayed in my mind. Every silence from Daniel cut deeper. I felt broken, small, unwanted. But as the night dragged on, something shifted. My tears slowed. My breathing steadied. I whispered to the dark, "This cannot go on." My hands curled into fists. I will not be erased. If they want war, they will find me ready. For the first time in years, I felt something harder than I lay on the floor, exhausted. But inside me, a spark glowed. Anna thought her slap had crushed me. Daniel thought his silence had ended me. But they had only awakened a part of me I thought was gone. The part that refused to surrender. To? I sat on the park bench, staring at the ground. My face still burned from Anna's hand, but what burned more was the silence of my son. "Are you all right?" a familiar voice asked. I looked up. "Clara." She smiled softly. "I was just walking with Joseph. You look pale. What happened?" My lips trembled. "Clara, if I tell you, promised you won't think less of me." "Never," she said, sitting beside me. "Tell me." The words spilled out. She slapped me again. In my own house. And Daniel, he stood there, silent, as if I deserved it. Clara gasped. "No, he didn't defend you." "Not a word," I whispered. I felt like I was nothing to him. A shadow. Joseph, standing nearby, frowned. "That's shameful. A son should never allow that." Tears filled my eyes. I raised him with love. Every sacrifice, every sleepless night, all for him. And now he belongs to her, not me. Clara touched my hand gently. "You gave too much. You poured yourself out for them, and now they believe you'll always bend. But you don't have to." "I don't know how to be anything else," I admitted. "All my life I endured. I thought love was enough." "Love is not slavery," Clara said firmly. "You deserve respect, not chains. You're stronger than you think." Her words struck something deep inside me. Stronger. I feel broken. "Broken things can still cut," Joseph said quietly. "Sometimes sharper than before." I looked at him, startled. "Do you really think I can fight back?" "Not fight with fists," Joseph explained. "Fight with dignity, with courage. Don't let them take your voice." Clara nodded. "You don't need revenge. You just need to remind them that you are not invisible." I wiped my tears. But what can I do? Anna controls Daniel. He listens only to her, then stops speaking. To them as a victim, Clara urged, "Stand as the owner of your house, the mother who raised him. Speak like someone who has nothing to fear." I stared at her, my heart trembling. If I do that, she'll hate me more. "She already does," Clara said bluntly. "So what do you lose?" Her honesty hit me harder than Anna's hand. Joseph folded his arms. "Think carefully. Pride is dangerous, but silence is worse. You must choose." "I'm tired of silence," I whispered. Clara leaned closer. "Then promise me you'll stop weeping in corners. Promise me you'll walk into that house with your head high. You owe that to yourself." Her words planted a seed inside me, small but alive. "I promise," I said slowly. I won't be silent anymore. Clara smiled warmly. That's the woman I remember. The woman who raised Daniel when times were hard. She hasn't gone anywhere. She just needed to wake up. I breathed deeply. For the first time in days, I felt air fill my lungs without crushing me. Joseph gave a cautious nod. Strength is good, but be wise. Don't let anger blind you. Detto. Dignity guide you. I met his eyes. I understand. Clara squeezed my hand once more. We're here for you. You're not alone. Her kindness steadied me. Thank you. I thought the whole world had turned its back on me. Not everyone, Clara said softly. And certainly not us. I rose slowly, my hands no longer trembling. Then I will go back. Not to beg, not to cry, to remind them who I am. Clara stood too. That's all you need. Not revenge, just strength. I nodded. Strength, dignity, no more silence. As I walked home, their words echoed inside me. The pain was still there, but beneath it, something new stirred a spark I thought long did. When I reached the door, I paused, holding the keys tight in my fist. 4 days, they had felt like chains. Tonight, they felt like power. I whispered to myself, this house is mine. My life is mine. I will not give them away. And for the first time since the slap, I believed it. I sat across from the lawyer, clutching my bag like it held my last breath. Tell me, I whispered, do I have rights over my house? He adjusted his glasses. Do you own the deed? Yes, in my name, paid with my savings, every coin. Then no one can take it from you without your consent. Not your son, not his wife. The words made my heart pound. So if they try, you stand firm, you file no transfer, you give no keys, you remain owner. Legally, you cannot be forced out. I leaned back, trembling. I thought I was powerless. You're not, he said firmly. You simply forgot your strength. I nodded. Then I need copies of every paper, certified, safe. He slid forms across the desk. Sign here. I'll prepare them. Do you have somewhere to keep them? I hesitated. Yes, with a friend, somewhere they'll never look. Walking out of that office, my legs shook, but inside me, fire flickered. For once, I was not walking toward despair. I was walking toward defense. When I met Clara later that afternoon, she looked at me curiously. What's that folder? My future, I said softly. Her eyes widened. You went to a lawyer. Yes. He told me the house is mine. They can taunt, they can scream, but they cannot take it unless I give it. Clara's lips curved in a proud smile. That's the strength. I wanted to see. I need a place to hide the copies, I confessed. If Anna finds them, she'll destroy them. Leave them here, Clara offered. Our home is yours. I handed her the folder with trembling fingers. Protect this. It's my shield. You have my word, she said firmly. When I returned home, Anna was waiting in the hall. Where were you? She snapped. I forced my voice steady out. out where sneaking around, meeting someone. I lifted my chin. That's my business. Her eyes narrowed. Don't play games with me. You live under my roof now. A sharp laugh almost escaped me, but I bit it back. Your roof? Yes. Daniel and I make the rules. Here, she hissed. I whispered to myself, let her believe it. That night, as I folded laundry, Daniel approached me hesitantly. Mother, Anna says you're hiding something. Are you? I looked at him calmly. I'm hiding nothing but my hurt. He lowered his eyes. She gets angry. I try to keep the peace. I wanted to scream. Instead, I said softly, peace doesn't come from silence, Daniel. It comes from truth. He didn't answer. He just walked away, shoulders slumped, in bed. I stared at the ceiling, heart thundering. Each day, Anna insulted me. Each day, I answered less. She thought my silence meant defeat. She didn't see that inside. I was sharpening every thought. At breakfast, she mocked me again. Why don't you hand me those keys? You're too old to manage a house. I stirred my tea slowly. Keys don't make a house yours. She sneered. What was that? Nothing, I murmured, but inside, I smiled. Later that week, I returned to the lawyer for the certified copies. Keep these safe, he instructed. If anyone pressures you, call me at once. I slipped them into my bag. Thank you. You've given me back my breath. As I left, I whispered to myself, they'll never know what I carry now. When I gave the second set of copies to Joseph, he looked at me seriously. You're prepared. Yes, I said. Anna thinks I'm weak. Let her. She doesn't know I've built a wall she can't cross. He nodded. Play it quiet. Her arrogance will undo her. At dinner that night, Anna slammed her fork. Down. You're useless. Taking up space. Living off us. I sipped water calmly. If that's what you think, then believe it. She smirked, satisfied. Finally, some agreement. But in my heart, I whispered, I don't agree. I endure for now. Daniel watched us silently, confusion flickering in his eyes. After the meal, I stepped outside, the cool air filling my lungs. Mrs. Patel, my neighbor, waved from her porch. You're quiet these days, she called. I forced a smile. Quiet doesn't mean blind. She tilted her head. You've changed. Yes, I admitted. And they don't see it yet. She nodded knowingly and went back inside. I walked back to my door, the keys heavy in my pocket, heavier with meaning than ever before. For days, they felt like chains. Tonight, they felt like armored. Inside, Anna was laughing loudly with Daniel. She's fading, she told him. Soon she'll give in. I stood in the hallway, unseen, and whispered, never. The fire inside me no longer flickered. It burned steady. They thought I was still their victim. They didn't know I had already begun. Anna cornered me in the living room, her voice sharp. Enough games. Hand over the keys, or I'll take them myself. I set my cup down carefully. You can demand all you want. The house isn't yours. Her eyes narrowed. What did you say? I looked straight at her. This house is mine. My name is on the deed. I've spoken to a lawyer legally. You can't touch it. Her face went pale, then red. You went behind our backs. I felt my hands tremble, but I didn't look away. I went to protect myself. You thought I was weak, but you were wrong. Daniel stepped closer, hesitant. Mother? What did you do? I secured my rights, I said firmly. The law is on my side. Neither of you can force me out. Anna's voice rose to a scream. How dare you betray us? After everything, you choose strangers over your own son. I met her fury with calm. Betrayal. I gave you shelter. I gave you trust. And you repaid me with slaps and insults. She pointed a shaking finger at me. You ungrateful old woman. Without us, you'd be nothing. I stood, feeling the fire in my chest. Without me, you'd have no roof over your head. Her jaw dropped. You're lying. I pulled the folded papers from my bag and placed them on the table. Here, copies of the deed. My name, not yours, not Daniel's, mine. Anna snatched them up, her hands trembling. This can't be real. It is, I said. I've lived in fear too long. That ends now. Daniel rubbed his forehead. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I turned to him, my voice heavy with pain. Because you never listened. You let her hurt me, and you said nothing. He swallowed hard, shame flickering in his eyes. I didn't know what to do. You knew, I said bitterly. You chose silence. And silence is betrayal. Anna slammed the papers down. You think a piece of paper makes you powerful? I'll find another way to push you out. I leaned closer, my voice low but steady. Try. Every word, every slap, every threat time, done bowing. You can rage all you want, but you cannot erase my name. Her face twisted. You'll regret this? No, I whispered. For once, I won't. Daniel touched my arm lightly. Mother, please, don't turn this into war. I pulled back. War began when she raised her hand against me. His lips parted, but no words came. His silence felt heavier than ever. Anna paced, muttering curses. You've ruined everything. You've poisoned him against me. I shook my head. No. He chose his side long ago. Now I'm choosing mine. She spun toward Daniel. Say something. Stop her. But he just stared at the floor. I drew in a deep breath, my body trembling, but my voice steady. Listen carefully. Anna, you can scream. You can insult. But from this moment, I am no longer your victim. This house is mine. My life is mine, and I will never hand them to you. Her voice cracked with rage. You think you've won? You're just an old fool clinging to bricks and walls. I touched my chest. I'm clinging to dignity. Something you'll never understand. Daniel finally looked at me, his eyes wet. Mother, I'm sorry. I stared at him, my heart heavy. Sorry doesn't heal scars? Daniel, and it won't change what you allowed. Anna's fist slammed the table. You'll pay for this. I turned away, my back straight. No, Anna. For once, you will. The The silence that followed felt like a storm breaking. My hands shook, but the fire in me burned brighter than her rage. For the first time, I was no longer afraid. I was pouring tea when Anna stormed into the kitchen. "Face pale! Don't just stand there," she snapped at Daniel. "Say something." He rubbed his temples. "Anna, what do you want me to say?" "You were caught." The company had proof. Her voice rose, shrill. "It wasn't my fault. They set me up. Everyone steals there. Why blame me?" I sipped my tea quietly. "Maybe because you were greedy." Her head whipped toward me. "Shut your mouth." Daniel sighed. "Stop yelling. They found forged receipts in your name. That's not a setup." Anna's hands trembled. "I did it for us, for a better life, for you." He shook his head. "No, you did it for yourself." She turned on me again. "You love this, don't you? You're smiling inside." I set my cup down gently. "I don't smile at destruction, but I do believe the world returns what we give it." Her face twisted. "So you think this is karma?" I held her gaze. "Do you?" Silence fell. She looked away first. Later that evening, I overheard her on the phone. "Mother, father, they fired me?" "No, they lied. I need money, yes, now, or we'll lose everything." A pause, then shouting from the other end. She screamed back, "Don't lecture me. You've done worse." When she hung up, she slammed the phone on the counter. Even my parents turned their backs. I spoke softly. "The selfish rarely stand together when storms come." She glared. "Spare me your wisdom. You wanted this." Daniel entered, shoulders heavy. "Anna, I can't keep covering for you. The bank is calling. The debts are piling up." Her voice broke. "So what? You'll abandon me like everyone else." He closed his eyes. "You abandoned yourself when you chose lies." I leaned back in my chair, watching their marriage unravel piece by piece. My heart ached for Daniel, but I didn't interrupt. Anna's words turned desperate. "We can sell the house. It's the only way." I rose slowly, steady as stone. "The house is not yours to sell." She screamed. "You witch! You ruined everything." Daniel's eyes flicked to me, full of regret. "Mother, I should have defended you sooner." I said nothing, only looked at him. My silence was heavier than any lecture. The next week, neighbors whispered. Mrs. Patel stopped me at the gate. "I heard Anna lost her job." "Is it true?" "Yes," I said simply. She shook her head. "Karma doesn't forget addresses." Her words echoed inside me. At dinner, Anna barely touched her plate. "Daniel, talk to me. Don't just sit there." He muttered, "What's left to say? You mocked my mother. You stole. You lied. And now we're drowning." Tears streaked her cheeks. "I did it for us?" I whispered, almost to myself. "No, you did it for greed." Her fork clattered. "I hate you." I looked at her calmly. "Hate is lighter than guilt. You'll carry guilt much longer." She pushed back from the table and fled the room. Daniel remained staring at the wall. "Mother, I see everything now. I don't know if forgiveness is possible, but I see it." My voice trembled, but I held steady. Seeing is the first step, but some wounds don't heal. He dropped his head in his hands. I let you suffer, I whispered. Yes. The days grew heavier. Calls from creditors came daily. Anna shouted at them, slammed doors, cursed the world. One evening she returned from meeting her parents, her face twisted. They refused to help. Said I embarrassed them. Can you believe it? I met her fury with silence. Daniel spoke instead. Maybe they see the truth too. She shoved him. You're weak. You never fight for me. He didn't shove back. He just looked broken. No. I was weak when I let you hurt my mother. That was my real failure. Hearing him say it made my chest tighten. Anna screamed again, but her voice was no longer sharp. It was hollow. She sounded like someone whose world was collapsing brick by brick. And I didn't lift a hand. I didn't plot. I simply stood quiet, watching karma weave its thread. In the quiet of my room, I whispered to myself, I never wanted their destruction. I only wanted respect. Bitterness stung my tongue, but relief flowed through me too. I hadn't struck them. Life itself had. For the first time in months, I slept without tears. Daniel came into my room late at night, eyes red, shoulders slumped. Mother, he whispered, can I talk to you? I closed my book slowly. What is it? Daniel? He sank to his knees beside my chair. I can't keep this inside. I've been a coward. I let her hurt you. I let her humiliate you. I stayed silent when I should have stood by you. My chest tightened. You were my son, my pride. And you chose silence. Tears rolled down his cheeks. I was afraid of losing her, afraid of the fights, the pressure. But in saving myself, I lost you. I looked at him carefully. You didn't lose me in one moment. You lost me piece by piece. Each slap she gave, each insult you ignored. He covered his face. I hear your words every night. I hear you crying. I hate myself for it. My hands shook as I touched his shoulder. I raised you with love. I gave everything, and when the time came, you gave me nothing. His voice broke. I don't deserve your forgiveness, I whispered. No, you don't, but you're still my son. He looked up, desperate. Then, can you forgive me anyway? I closed my eyes. Forgiveness isn't a blanket. It won't erase the scars. It won't erase the shame. Mother, please, he begged. I'll make it right. I'll protect you now, no matter what it costs. I searched his face, seeing both the boy I once held and the man who failed me. Daniel, I forgive you because I am your mother, but I will never forget. My heart remembers every silence. He sobbed, pressing his forehead to my hand. Thank you. Even if you can't forget, thank you. I stroked his hair gently. Rise. Daniel, don't kneel to me. Stand and be the son I raised, not the man you became. He stood, still, trembling. I will, I swear it, I whispered, half to him, half to myself. We shall see. Inside me, love and pain tangled like vines. I could not tear one from the other. I stood in the hallway, the keys cold in my palm. For a long time, I simply stared at them. Daniel's voice broke the silence. Mother, are you? All right. I tightened my grip. I am. For the first time in a long while, I am. He looked uncertain. You're holding those keys like they're a weapon. I smiled faintly. They are. Not against you. Not against her. Against despair, Anna sneered from the corner. You think a set of keys makes you powerful? I faced her steadily. Not the keys. The truth. They unlock? She laughed bitterly. And what truth is that? That this is my house, I said clearly. Not yours. Not Daniel's. Mine. Daniel lowered his head. She's right, Anna. We can't deny it anymore. Anna's voice rose. You're siding with her now? After everything, he whispered. After everything, yes. I turned away from them both and walked into the living room. I touched the old table, the curtains I once stitched with care. This house carries my blood, my work, my years. Daniel followed me quietly. Mother, I raised a hand. Don't speak. Just listen. I once thought a slap could erase me, that your silence could bury me. But I was wrong. Anna scoffed. You're just an old woman clinging to walls. I looked back at her. No, I'm a woman who found herself again. You slapped me, Anna, but you also woke me. Daniel's eyes glistened. I wish I had woken sooner. I touched his cheek briefly. Wishing doesn't change the past, but you can live differently now. He nodded, voice trembling. I will. I walked upstairs slowly, moving through each room. In my bedroom, I whispered, this is my house. In the kitchen, I whispered, this is my life. At the door, I whispered, this is my choice. Anna's voice trailed behind me, full of rage. You'll regret this. I didn't turn back. No, Anna. My regret ended the day I stopped bowing. Finally, I stood in the center of the hall, keys still tight in my hand. My voice was low but steady. I am no longer broken. I am no longer silent. This house is mine. My dignity is mine, and no one will ever take them again.